I am Daniel Madison. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate you choosing to spend some time with me, especially when maybe you've got better things to do. Maybe not today. This is a good video. I have just released my next masterclass, the Gamblers Cop Masterclass, and to celebrate its release, I'm going to teach you something in this video, a card switch, not just any card switch. My favorite card switch of all time, the idea of switching one playing card for another right in front of everybody without anybody knowing until the moment happens. Daniel, what the F swear word is a Gambler's Cop? Thanks for asking. So the Gambler's Cop, for those who don't know, is a technique, a method for palming playing cards, for secretly concealing playing cards in your palm right in front of somebody without them seeing said playing cards. Now the Gambler's Cop is by far, in my opinion, by far the greatest method for hiding playing cards, for concealing playing cards in your palm. The Gambler's Cop. In this video, you're going to learn a little bit more about the Gambler's Cop through learning what I'm going to teach you. It's a very, very simple and easy to achieve card switch, yet it is devastating. The brilliant thing about it, that I think the reason that I love it, is you are constantly seen to be only ever holding one playing card. You're not holding the deck of playing cards. Your hands are empty apart from this one playing card. Could it be easier? Could it be more magical looking? What? Now the project itself is over 2 hours. What? The project itself is over 2 hours long. It's linked in this video description, but stay tuned. I'm going to teach you the Gambler's Cop card switch by me. Now, of all the methods and sleight-of-hand techniques that exist that allow you to switch one playing card for another, this is by far my favorite for a few different reasons. First and foremost, you're allowed to handle this playing card, the Ace of Spades, so freely before the switch takes place. And even after the switch has happened, they don't know it's happened yet because you're showing the back of the playing card, so they can't see that it's switched yet. So you ask them to hold on to the Ace of Spades, and by the time it's too late, you can reveal that they're now holding on to the King of Diamonds. Meanwhile, if you want to reveal that Ace of Spades, you don't need to rush into anything, but if you want to reveal that Ace of Spades, you can reveal it, for example, in your back pocket. Now, everything that I just showed you, everything that just happened because of the Gambler's Cop. I switched the cards in my apparently empty left hand, and the whole time one of these cards was palmed at different times in my left hand using the Gambler's Cop. When you're doing this, it feels risky. It feels like you're doing something that's going to be caught. There's a lot going on that needs to be hidden, and it feels wrong. It feels like it shouldn't work. But in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do that, how to get away with it. And I'm going to give you the confidence to be able to perform this without worrying about that card being seen when it is hidden in the palm of your left hand. So let's take a look at how this works. This is the Gambler's Cop single card switch. Now, before we get into the exposure and explanation of this devastating card switch, I want to invite you to go back in this video and watch what I just showed you again. Watch the performance again and pay attention, look closely at my left hand the entire time. I'm sure that I flashed a few times, but there's a reason why I want you to look and see the flash. Simply because I flash constantly in front of, that sounds so rude. I flash playing cards in front of people constantly, and a huge part of the way that I perform, a huge part of my performance style is I like to invite people into the deception so that they can see what I'm doing. So let's say, for example, I've been with somebody for 10 minutes showing them loads of tricks and they get used to it, and then I start exposing sleight of hand to them so that they can appreciate how beautiful some sleight of hand techniques can be. I would then invite that person to come with me so that I can show another person tricks and that person can see the methods. And one of the methods that I like to expose and reveal is the Gambler's Cop, simply because when that card is palmed in my Gambler's Cop, I will flash this to the victim, to my participant. I will flash like mad in front of them to prove to other people, and I do this when I'm teaching too. When I'm teaching students, I flash this to my victim, to my participant, to prove to everybody else that they're not looking in this hand, they're not looking for the card, they're not looking for something that hasn't happened yet. It doesn't make sense when you think about it. So when you go into learning things like the Gambler's Cop and palming and concealing playing cards, right in the open. Your number one concern and worry is going to be, people are going to see it. I'm worried that people are going to see it in the Gambler's Cop. Look at this. We'll get into it, but look how much it sticks out. Look how much it protrudes my hand. Yeah, nobody ever sees it. Even when I flash, nobody sees it because of the performance itself. We'll go over that, but watch back on the video on the performance that I just showed you, and you'll see the flash, and you might question why you didn't see it the first time. And hopefully there's a lesson in that you can pick up without me having to even tell you really. So let's take a look at the mechanics and how this devastating card switch works. So I've got you at quite a strange angle here, but I want to try and get in everything that's happening over here. So I'm gonna teach this in a way that the card that's switched out ends up in my back pocket. It's up to you where that card goes. But here's exactly what I just did for the card switch. And I'm going to start with a deck of playing cards because I guess that's what you're all going to be doing for this switch. For example, with this trick, let's say that a card is selected and it's going to be the Ace of Spades. I will take a card that I want to switch, so it's going to be the King of Diamonds and it's going to be on top of the deck. So the King of Diamonds is on top, the Ace of Spades has been selected. I'm going to leave it just there for now. What I do now with the deck, while the Ace of Spades has been selected, or while nobody's really paying attention to the deck, I'm going to steal away the King of Diamonds from the deck of cards. It's going to go from the deck in the right hand, it's going to go into a palming position into the Gambler's Cop in my left hand. I'm not going to go into great immense detail. All the detail and training that you need to master the Gambler's Cop is in the project itself, the Gamblers Cop Masterclass, available at my website right now, link in description. I won't leave you dry. I will, however, show you in a very quick and basic explanation. So the playing card itself is going to be the King of Diamonds, which is here. Now, if you want, you can get a break between the king and the deck. You don't necessarily need to, but you're going to essentially drop the King of Diamonds, the playing card, the subject playing card, into your open hand. And for me, it needs to land kind of like this. It needs to end up in this position. So let's get a close-up on this. So the card itself is going to be round about here. So if you hold your hand like how you see me holding mine and put the playing card here, now you'll notice that it makes contact with, I do believe that this little chubby bit is called a flanx or a flange or something. I don't know. I'm going to call it the clunge. So the clunge part of the hand squeezes the playing card here against the index corner, gets squeezed. Hold on, I'm not even looking at the goddamn screen. Get squeezed against the palm of the hand here. So you can see this huge gap above the card and my hand and the rest of the card. It's a really awkward angle. I'm going to move to the side. Why didn't I do that to begin with? So this is what it looks like basically. It's pinched between the clunge and the, what should we call this part? The flannel. So it's between the clunge and the flannel of the hand. And you'll notice how much it protrudes the hand. So if you look from this side, it's sticking out really bad and it feels wrong. It really will feel wrong when you're first learning that and when you're first getting used to that. And it's only through performance and through experience that you realize that nobody can ever see it, and it's all down to the way that you perform and the way that you hold your hand. Now the way that the card sits in the hand, here, that's the ideal Gambler's Cop position. It doesn't always have to be exact. It doesn't always have to be exactly there. What you're aiming for is for the playing card to be inside or below the width of finger one of the stink finger. I believe they call it the stink finger. So when you look from the front, if I just turn my hand like this, all of a sudden the card vanishes. So all of a sudden the king looks like it's just disappeared, and all I've done is put my hand in a very natural position. So if I go from here to here, all of a sudden, where the hell did the King of Diamonds go? It's like magic. It's like real magic. So the whole point of the Gambler's Cop is that you can have your hand like this, naturally by your side, like this. I'll try and get that in. Now I can just stand really naturally and even move my fingers around like this, and the card can't be seen because of this shape is hiding everything. If I turn to the side, you can see that card protruding in a huge way, but don't worry about that. The angles and the way you're going to perform is going to hide everything. So this is what you want to aim for. This is how you want the card to land into your hand. So the card goes from here, from the deck. I'll get really close actually, so you can see this close. So the card goes from here. It feels like a drop, but it's not dropping from a distance, don't get me wrong. It's going to go from here. I'm going to drop it here. I'm going to not grip. I don't grip my hand, I just let my hand relax. So when my hand goes from straight to relaxed, it naturally grips the two corners of the card between the clunge and the flannel. Is that what I call them? So it goes here, the hand grips, and the deck goes here in a normal kind of dealing grip. I'd call that the Madison grip, but essentially this is what it looks like underneath the deck. So without that being seen, let me get this in focus. Without that being seen, I go from here to here. Now I've got the card in a gambler's cop underneath the deck. From the front, nobody can see. Now all I have to do is take the deck of cards away and put my hand by my side relaxed. Now one thing I'm not going to do is rush. I'm not going to go like this and try and hide this card. I'm not going to put it behind my back. In fact, I'm going to keep it as open and in front of me as I possibly can throughout. By all means, relax and go by your side, but don't try and hide it. Don't try and close your fingers or close the gap like this. Let it relax really naturally, and you'll kind of fool yourself when you look in the mirror and see how many angles you can get away with holding that card. One of the most beautiful things about this, the way that it's in the hand, is how freely you can move your fingers around like this. And especially one thing that I love to do when I'm palming a card in Gambler's Cop is a lot of pointy actions, a lot of pointing at things with the dirty hand, because you can point and you can curl this hand up without this being seen at the right angle. So I can point, and I can use this hand relatively freely. So that's how we're getting into the Gambler's Cop to begin with. So a card's been selected, I get a king of diamonds, drop it off, squeeze, hold the deck here, and I now have the card in Gambler's Cop. Now for the switch, I'm going to get rid of the playing cards. We don't need the playing cards anymore, we just need that playing card back that was selected. So I'm going to go to a different angle so you can see close up how I'm going to achieve this switch. Get too old for that. So we're a bit lower down now, we're at a better angle where you can see the switch. The card, I still have the king of diamonds in a cop position. From this angle you can see how freely and easily I can move my hand around without worrying about that card being seen. Practice in front of a mirror so that you can see how far around you can turn before that card shows itself, and you can even turn around and counteract the exposure by turning your hand too. So there's so many different angles that you can get away with. Pointing is really good, especially when the card's been switched. So from here, there's a reason why this card is face up. The card has to be face up for the execution of the switch itself. So now, apparently empty-handed, I'm going to take back the ace of spades from the participant, the victim, the spectator, whatever you want to call them. And this could be a sign card, or this could be the sign card. That's up to you how you incorporate this into your magic, into your tricks. But from here, I have my hands are both in front. I take the ace of spades at the bottom end like this, and I'm gonna casually, while I'm talking, I'm gonna put it into my hand face up like this. So I'll show that exposed. It goes into my hand face up like so. If I can get this mother flipping focus to work, face up like this. And I'm literally gonna just put the ace of spades on top of the king while I'm talking, and then pick two cards up as one, so that I can now show this hand completely empty. So we go from here, card in is in Gambler's Cop already. I take the ace back, I literally put it on top while I'm talking. I pick two cards up and show them as one for a moment. In that moment, when you put it on top, in the moment where I hold it up like this, it allows me to do two things. One, show this hand empty, then two, put the playing card back down, face down. Now it's face down in this hand for a beat, so that I can use this hand to gesture for the participant, for the victim to hold their hand out, or to pinch the playing card. So the king is here, the ace, I take it, I put it on top of the king, hiding everything. It goes on top of the king. I then straighten up as I lift them up together like this as one card. I keep the card moving in case I've got any of this going on. I keep the card moving and I'm holding it at the corner so that fingers 1 and 4 can help me straighten that card up. But at the same time, I'm not going to be strict how I handle these 2 cards. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do whatever it takes to show that these 2 cards are 1 playing card, whilst at the same time showing this hand to be completely empty. So once I've had this moment of display, I put both playing cards back down into my hand, into Gambler's Cop position. So both of them go into that position, but as soon as the bottom card, as soon as the Ace of Spades touches my hand, and I have grip between the clunge and the flannel, I can push with my thumb the top playing card, the now King of Diamonds. I can push that up into my hand so I'm holding it like this, or I can put them both into a Gambler's Cop, then use the thumb of the left hand to slide the card up as this hand folds under. So exposing that would look like this, and this card gets folded into a Gambler's Cop underneath the card. So in real time for the camera, that looks like this. And it's done. The card has been switched, the card has been taken. So you take the card back, you show them as 1, and now you ask them to hold this card, and they're holding the switched playing card. Now what you do with the palmed card afterwards is up to you. I usually keep it there for as long as I can, because if I rush to my pockets or if I'm seen going somewhere, then it looks like there's something in my hand, whereas when the Gambler's Cop works perfectly, nobody suspects that anything's in your hand. But you can, what I like to do sometimes is go to my back pocket. Only if they ask where the ace went, I can go back to my pocket and reveal the ace was in my pocket. Otherwise, you take the deck of playing cards and load that Ace of Spades back underneath the deck of playing cards. That is the most basic explanation of the Gambler's Cop single card switch. Let's talk a little bit about the psychology of it and why it works and how to hide the protruding playing card of the Gambler's Cop. Now, there's no question that this method, this sleight-of-hand technique, is dangerous, but I'm a huge fan of those kind of tricks and those kind of ideas that use a little bit of danger, that use risk, simply because it allows me to experiment with what works and what doesn't and what you can get away with. It also helps to improve your skill level when it comes to sleight of hand, what you can achieve when you try. Like if I sit down at my desk in my office and start thinking, would this work in front of somebody, and I have an idea in my mind and think, actually that wouldn't work because people would see it. You can't really think like that. You have to kind of snap out of that way of thinking when you're developing and practicing sleight of hand. The only way to know what's going to work and how well it's going to work is to go out there and do it and try it. So this is a tried and tested idea that I've done for years and years, switching one playing card for another right in front of people using a Gambler's Cop. My practices of the Gambler's Cop itself are almost 20 years old. In fact, I used to, in my earlier days, walk around everywhere I went, everything I did, I had a playing card in Gambler's Cop. I wasn't using it for anything, I wasn't using it for tricks, but for me that was the way of practicing, the way of getting good, and the way of becoming arguably an expert with the Gambler's Cop, or with that specific sleight of hand technique. The only way that you're going to get good and learn everything that you need to know about the Gambler's Cop, aside from my Gambler's Cop Masterclass of course, is by going out there and practicing. So my one tip for practice is hold a playing card in Gambler's Cop. Spend so much time in front of the mirror that you get sick of seeing yourself and not seeing the Gambler's Cop. Then take that Gambler's Cop everywhere you go. Always be copping A, B, C. Once you learn this switch and once you get used to this switch, the amount of things that you can switch in a Gambler's Cop is quite interesting. There's a really nice idea that I wish I could tell you that Garrett Thomas has with a driving license, but I do it a lot with switching somebody's bank card. I won't go into the tricks, but you can also achieve deck switches using the Gambler's Cop. And those tricks are included in the Gambler's Cop Masterclass. Now I have a lot of things planned for the future of this channel and the future of my website pretty soon. I'm going to be out of contact quite indefinitely. I have somebody now working for Madison that's taking care of all customer services, taking care of all that side of business that I just don't have time for anymore, and I wish that I did. But a way to get around that, and the way to still stay in touch and in contact with people is I'm going to be as active as ever on YouTube. So meet me in the comments sections of any of my videos. I'm going to spend a lot of time there. I get notifications and I try my best to get back to every single person who uses the comments and reaches out to me in the comments section. So if you want to speak to me from now on, that's going to be the best place to do it. I will be back soon, more deck reviews on the way, and some news about some playing cards that I'm excited to talk about. But right now, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. I am Daniel Madison. I'll see you next time.